Yeah, so the Bees today, big win, even that series up because going back to Carolina is gonna be difficult. That team is strong, and like Barry likes to say, "Yeah, fucking heavy team," and they are. And today, the Bruins, I mean, that's a big win. Having Lindholm out, having McAvoy out with COVID or whatever, he tested positive. Having those two guys out of the lineup, it didn't look good. And boy, Marchand had an unbelievable game. 5 points, 2 goals, 3 assists. Bergeron again stepping up to the plate. The only, I guess, the only thing I worry about that with that team is going down there. I mean, they got to. You hope we get a little more offense from other guys, but you know, if those guys bring it every game, it's great. But if they have an off game, it's like, where are the goals going to come from? When you look at the rest of them.
I
Um,
turned it on. I was at, the brunch for Mother's Day,
yeah.
which,
Happy Mother's Day, Tim.
thank you. Thank you. It's been a good day for me. But I turned it on right when that goalie interference and I thought it was a good goal. It's just
Yeah.
crazy. Like all these, I just feel like there's one a game that's like, and even the announcer was like, this might decide the series. Like, and it's like, sure enough, they go on and just win the game from there on out. I don't know. What do you feel about all this goal? I don't even know what goalie interference is
Yeah.
sometimes. I don't know.
Listen, you're asking the wrong guy. There was one too, and again, you don't know because once you challenge it, I think a lot of coaches they don't know what they're challenging. They know they're challenging. They think they're challenging goaltend interference, and then all of a sudden it comes back. They challenge it and they say, "Oh no, it's a good goal." And like we saw it last night, right? Bonus was pissed off. Lucic comes top of the crease, and the goaltender goes out and initiates contact with Lucic, trips him. He ends up getting the puck and scoring the goal. So they challenge it, Dallas, and it ends up being a good goal. And it looks like Lucic, quickly, it looks like Lucic bowls the goalie over. But no, the goalie challenged him. He stuck his leg out to trip him. And I'm glad the call went that way. But there's a lot of times you just don't know which way it's going to go. And these coaches, they certainly have people upstairs that are watching that replay and they're radioing down. Go ahead, challenge it, challenge it.
Yeah,
You know,
that's where I like. So, do you agree with like if they get the call wrong? I mean, like the challenge is wrong. There's a power play
Which sucks.
because like you look at like then Bergeron gets clipped.
Yeah,
Add 4 more minutes. I'm not saying that's was why I guess they won, but it's just like all those turn of events happen from like just like this decision, which I feel like should just be like made up top. I don't get it like why there's like a challenge flag or whatever, but it's like
yeah. It
football.
it gets made in Toronto, and then certainly if you do it and it doesn't work for you, you get penalized. Which I don't
But if
know.
they don't challenge that, and I mean, maybe I'm just not with the times here. But if they don't challenge that, and like people up top are like, that was goalie interference, and they don't because they don't challenge it, they just leave the call it stands, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
the league doesn't jump in and be like, no goal. Like there's like
Yeah,
the
no, no,
fucking
no, no. You have to challenge it, right? And
yeah,
and then it's like if you don't, and here you are, it looks like, well, geez, you're not going to challenge that and try and get a goal for your
yeah.
team. Like it's almost like on any of those, the league should just look at it, have somebody upstairs that looks at it, says, okay, it's a goal or no goal, instead of
That's
even,
what I mean. It's
yeah,
like there's like, if it's
I
gonna go
agree.
up top regardless, just make the fucking call. Like
I know.
I don't know, but then again, sometimes too, like the offside stuff, that's like, come on. It's like the offsides happened like 45 seconds ago.
Yeah,
Like,
really.
No, and
Yeah,
I know, hey, I get it.
that's
It's
much.
offsides, no goal, but it's just, that game's so fast. Sometimes it's just like, man, I don't know. Then again, I guess,
Uh,
that's what the technology does. You were mentioning face-off statistics, and I was what were those face-off statistics? Because
It was,
just
they
for
were
people that don't
55.
understand, yeah, people that don't
Yeah.
understand like how important that is. But go ahead.
Yeah, it's huge. Puck possession, right? Right away. Like, so you're taking a face off in your own end of the rink. You're starting with the puck. You win that draw. That's key, especially in your own end of the rink. And then certainly the offensive zone, you come up with the puck, you win the draw. You're controlling the puck right off the hop. And they're so good at it, Carolina. And then they have And the big thing about that is for them is they're a big, strong team, as Barry liked to say, they're a heavy team. And those bigger teams they're able to start with the puck and control the puck and protect the puck. And they're one of the best forechecking teams in the NHL, the Hurricanes. And boy, that's a big stat for them. But the Bees ended up coming up big today. I mean, big time.
No, it's
That's
a
a
series
huge
now.
win.
Now it's kind of like, yeah, I mean, I had Carolina winning the series, but now it's like, you know how it goes. It's just, they steal one,
Yeah,
Boston steals the next one. I don't know. I just
yeah,
think that face-off stuff is Joe Pavelski, a good face-off stories when he first got in the league. People don't realize like how important that is. Like unless you really know the game. If you're not good at face-offs and you're a centerman, like you will play less. Like I've been
yeah,
a centerman that it
yeah,
doesn't take D zone draws, right? Like
yeah,
they'll throw and then I'll change for them, and hopefully like they don't get hemmed in the zone, so I don't miss my shift. But Pavelski, when he first got in the league, that they in San Jose, they're like, you want more ice time, win your faceoffs, and so he focused on that a lot, and he's really good at faceoffs, and so like he got more ice time by taking like those late in the game, late in the period, D zone
yeah,
faceoffs. And next, obviously he's doing what he's doing. He's a hell of a player, but those things are key. Even on a power play, you lose the faceoff on a power play, like that's like 20 seconds.
yeah.
The overtime, 3-on-3, like a team can win that opening draw in overtime and have the puck the whole overtime.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
like
crazy.
it's trust, right?
Yeah.
Coaches, right? If they don't trust you, you're not getting out there. That's it. Okay, you're not getting there. It's a confidence thing. Coach has to have confidence in the player too. I got a kick out of it, and I was a player too. Coach has no confidence in me. He has no confidence. Well, give him something that be confident in you about. It's like you can't win a face-off, and you're gonna put you out there, and depending on what situation is, whether it's power play, penalty kill. You gotta, coaches, they want to put guys out there who are gonna produce. Team scout other teams. You see the power play, you know what they're gonna do. So you're set up for it. But still, like everybody knows what Ovechkin's gonna do, but they can't stop it. And we saw that again, last night. Incredible. And we look at, all right, that was today's only game. There's going to be three more, obviously Minnesota, St. Louis, Toronto, Tampa tonight, and then the late game, Edmonton, LA. But last night, um, you know, Washington 6-1 over Florida. They take a
Yeah,
2-1
it's
lead
been
in the series.
blowouts. Yeah.
Then you got Colorado 7, Nashville 3. I mean, they're up 3-0. They're done. Nashville's history. And then Pittsburgh take take a 2-1 lead in that Rangers series. And 7-4. I mean, that's just like it's like to me, this doesn't look anything like other than maybe the Calgary Dallas series, the playoff hockey. Playoff hockey is like those other series just seem like a little wide open. You don't see that tight check and the physicality a little bit, but not crazy.
No, it's been weird. Like the end of the games
Yeah.
have been weird. It's been like games have ended like the score is so bad. It's like that there's no playoff feel of like I said, like when I would play, and obviously you know this, but like if I was on the team that was winning 5-1,
Yeah.
I was like someone's
Yahoo.
someone's gonna like slash me in the wrist. Like I'm gonna
Yeah.
get something. Now it's just like guys are just like they're just like wanting the game to end. Like
Yeah.
it's like there's no like hey, like let's send a message for next game. It feels like it's like that New York game was nuts because when they came back, it was like, man, I mean, I don't know, Pittsburgh just kind of hung around and then got that one, and then
Did they
obviously,
ever?
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. It's
They
like,
once they started talking about that goalie's pregame meal, the spicy beef and broccoli, he
oh
let in
yeah,
3 goals like 5 minutes
really
later. Like,
crazy. But yeah, the spicy beef and
yeah, it's like what
broccoli.
the fuck. The first round's the best because of all these games, man. Every day is 4 games. What do you think of the Toronto series?
Toronto, I'm gonna be honest with you. They've surprised me so
Yep.
far when, like, looking at the Leafs and God, like, I guess I'm waiting for them to falter, because
Hmm.
they've done it so much. That's their history, but there's something different. They brought Giordano in on D, some guy who has some experience, settle things down, a little more leadership from the back end. there. Of course, Morgan Riley already there, but he's been through all that pain. Giordano not has some of that veteran leadership on the back end, but uh, that team, you look at Matthews and Mana, they struggled in the playoffs uh, in the recent past, and it seems right now like, man, they got a little adversity in that game, and man, they bounced back and ended up just taking it to them, and I want to see Tampa come back and win this game 4 because I love when series go 7 games. I just love it. There's nothing like watching a game 7 in hockey, even basketball, right? But hockey, game 7, it's the best. And there's
It is
always
the best.
someone ends up some unlikely hero in game 7. That's what I
Yep.
love seeing.
Yep. Like a Todd Marchant. I remember was that Edmonton Dallas like double overtime, or like even Stevie Eisman. That yeah, game sevens. I can remember. I didn't play. I don't think I played it. You played in many game sevens?
Yeah, a couple of them. Yeah.
Any thrillers like something
Famous
like?
back check. Famous
But
back check.
okay,
Really? The
I should
famous
probably
back
look
check.
up that game and know my facts about that famous back check.
It was game 7 against Hartford Whalers, and they scored with a minute left in the game. Babbage scored from the point. They had all the momentum, and I remember I went and I'm nervous now in the locker room. I went in. I'm a little nervous. I'm like, we better not blow this. We better not blow this. And you hear all the same stuff, right? Everything at the net, everything ahead.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
get it out. All the cliche lines, which by the way, they're cliches, but it's so true. All those
Oh
little
yeah.
things you got to do during that game. Throw
Yes. Yes.
anything at the net,
Yeah.
anything doesn't matter. And then we come out in overtime, and I had the famous back check, and then Claude Lemieux ends up going on the forecheck and coming up with the puck and ended it right there, game 7. It was unbelievable feeling. But boy, you're that close to going home. I ended up being on the ice for a goal against the Nordiques, and it was a game 5. It was in the first round back in the day, and I was on the ice, and I'm telling you, you go from as high as one can be, right? You're out there, the adrenaline's pumping, you're trying to score. Next thing, puck comes in your end, and it ends up in your net, and you're on the ice. It's like, so I was a game 5, like a game 7. I was on the ice when the series ended, and it sucked. It was not
Yeah, and
fun.
I like you said, I want Tampa to win too. I'm a big fan. I mean, game sevens too. As a fan, you just like you really don't know. You
All
don't
right.
know. I mean, there's nothing worse though. Like there's been. I mean, I've seen game sevens that are blowouts. It just sucks.
Yeah.
It's like all this for this, But yeah, I hope Tampa wins. That Edmonton game was nuts, right? They just blew him out. Vander Kane, my guy, best
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
I mentioned him once, so now I'm gonna ride it. But what do you think about them?
A lot of people were worried, oh, Evander Kane's coming. He's going to disrupt the team. What could disrupt that team? They suck so bad every year. Like, come on, they couldn't keep the puck out of their own net, and then they got these superstars out there, and Draisaitl and McDavid that were, again, they were getting checked like Marner and Matthews were in the playoffs, and things weren't going well for them. Now you bring in a guy like that, so some toughness, a big power
Yeah,
winger like that, man. Nothing against Cassian because I like the way Cassian plays the
so
game,
do
but
I. Yep.
you put this guy in there now, it's a whole different thing. This kid can play, and he keeps his head on straight and focuses. He's going to help that team big time, and that's huge what they've done. And what a big game for him. But it's just weird now. All these goals getting scored in the playoffs. We usually see. Like I was saying earlier, we usually see these tight games, tight check-in, tight. It just seems things are so much more wide open in this first round. Just look at Tampa, Toronto, right? Vasilevsky, 11 goals against in 3 games. That's unlike him. And I'm not putting it all on him. Like even John Cooper come out and said he's not worried about scoring goals against Toronto. He's worried about preventing them. And they have scored against Toronto. And it's the number they're letting in the net, and Vasilevsky usually better than that, but they're better defensively than they've shown, um, Tampa Bay. So if they
Yeah,
don't
the last 2 years they won the cup.
yeah, if they don't
No,
tighten yeah, well,
I'm
they
just
don't
kidding.
tighten it up here,
Yeah, it's like, "Come on, guys."
you know? It's
No, but
like
no, you're right. I think, do you think overall for the game though, like it's better that there's more scoring like this? Or do you, and I
yeah,
know
for
I'm
sure.
speaking from being in the US, obviously you're in Canada where it's probably a lot, obviously people are more knowledgeable, but you think overall it's good, more goals like this?
I think it's good for the game. People wanna see goals, but for the hockey purists, like,
No, it's a
they
fucking
don't
joke.
mind seeing a 2-1 game. A 2-1 game can be really exciting, you
Oh
know?
yeah, yeah.
3-2 game, something like that, but, certainly, I know south of the border, some of those markets, they like to see a lot of goals. Who doesn't? But, I've been to games 6-1. It sucks watching a team lose 6-1. It's like,
Well, yeah, especially
the
when it's
game
like,
sucks.
yeah, especially when it's like still like, full whole third period left. You're just like, this game's over.
Yeah,
And now you're waiting for something, maybe crazy to happen, but that doesn't
yeah,
really happen today. It's just kind
yeah.
of like, fuck.
Before, if a team got up 6-1, something's
Yeah,
gonna happen.
someone's gonna do something
Hang around
stupid.
for it.
Yeah, but but now it's just like, oh fuck. I guess I'll just, I don't know what time's the next game. you
Yeah,
know, the one series I was gonna bring up we haven't talked about is Florida. I forgot about Florida.
yeah. Surprise.
Yeah. Then again, it's kind of like I'm eating my word. I don't know. I forgot like how and I know I'm jumping over like it's 2-1 series, right? And
Yeah,
I'm just, I'm kind of jumping the gun here, but look, Washington, I like how they're a playoff team, right? Like they're
yeah,
they're
yeah,
kind of
they are.
quiet during the year. I mean, they had moments where they're always like in a playoff spot, but just kind of no fireworks. And then you see them, and you're like, man, I forgot about all the guys. Oh, I mean, these guys. It's like almost a lot of the same team that won it,
Yeah.
And so it's like, am I surprised? I don't know, but I did think Florida was. Yeah, I am surprised. I am for sure.
Yeah, I listen. The Panthers is built for the playoffs, and they're just not showing it. They're not getting it done offensively, and that's where the Caps are getting it done. And that 2-1 lead they got now. Listen, Florida, they got to win one game in there, and that's the thing. When you start at home, man, you lose one of those games, one of those two, boy, it can turn quick, right? Okay, we got plenty of series left, but
Yeah,
no, then you're going in their building and you
yeah.
split in yours. It's not a good place to be, but you just got to go in there and get one game and try and even the series up, and then you get the home ice. And I've always said it, home ice come game 7, man, it can hurt you. All the pressure's on the home team.
Yeah.
It's all on the home team. I've always said that. You're almost better off being on the road because boy, you go out there and play that shutdown game in a game 7 and you play tight and you're comfortable in that game. The heat gets on the other team and they start squeezing the stick. The clock is ticking, and then next thing you know, you're out of the playoffs. That game 7 at home. I mean, sure, everybody says I'd rather play at home than on the road in game 7, but boy, a lot
No,
of
I hear
pressure.
you. I was just thinking about the difference of like how big of a difference like like a home and an away game, especially in playoffs. Like it's a whole different. It's just crazy how much a team changes. Like that you
Yeah.
played at home and then you go there building, and it's like your game plan's like first 10 minutes we gotta we gotta stop. We
We
gotta
gotta
like weather the
survive.
storm. We
Yeah.
gotta like it's just like a whole different. And it's true though. Like all of a sudden it's just a whole different mentality. And you're right. I think going in like I've been in part of series where we're up 3-1, we can close the series out. We don't. It's like we lost the series. Now we got to
Yeah.
go back.
Yeah.
And then it's like if they win at home, you're going to game 7. Yeah, you're at home, but it's like fuck. I hear what you're saying, like for sure. I'm on board with that.
We all wanna win 4 straight. It just doesn't happen often, right? You look at the Avalanche being up over the Preds 3-zip now. They wanna win that game. They don't have to go home and play another one. And then when you do that, that's the other thing. You got time to heal and do all that, and then all of a sudden you play the first game in the next area, they go, "Oh, they're rusty. They
Yeah.
haven't played in a week," and, I think in the long run, it certainly benefits teams. The quicker you get the series over, after fucking the marathon of the season, right? Like a lot of guys are playing hurt, and you need some time to kind of recoup. And um, that little time between series is good. But then you look at when LA, they won the cup that year. They won four game sevens,
Oh
didn't
yeah,
they?
yeah,
Like, huh? And they got in the playoffs on the last day of the season.
that's right.
They just got in the door, and then it was incredible what they did in the playoffs that year. Like,
This was the first cup,
yeah,
the
yeah,
first one. They won two,
yeah,
right? Yeah, because
yeah. They won two with Sutter. It went Kings, Blackhawks, Kings, Blackhawks again.
no firework. It is not like you said. I mean, these blowouts. There's no like fire. I mean, there's not. It's hard. It's hard to kind of discuss. We saw interference call, the goalie interference. Like how many times we can fucking talk about that?
Yeah,
I mean, there
and
has. It wasn't like I don't know. Usually there's like a play, maybe like a play that happens, like or a bad turnover or something. But it's just there hasn't been anything too exciting to talk about. But I just hope, like you said, these teams that are supposed to win these games win, and the series gets down to like a best of three. And obviously, selfishly, that's what I want. Um, if you were to
yeah.
pick out of the four series right now, which ones have you liked watching the most?
Well, I like Toronto, Tampa because certainly the players in that. Tampa being the team that won the last two Stanley Cups, but that Ranger Penguins one really got my eye, and I like the Stars and Calgary, and it's pretty amazing what Pavelski's done. He's
Yeah.
freaking 37 years old, and there he is again last night. Had two awesome goals, but the puck was on his stick for less than a quarter of a second, not even. It just
Who,
boom, the puck's on
Pavelski?
his stick and gone. Yeah, both goals, boom. It's in the net. He doesn't waste any time.
No.
When that puck goes on his stick, he doesn't pass. He's not looking at it's off the stick as quick as it's on there. And the game before, same thing, but it was a tip. Obviously, the puck comes to him. He didn't even try and control it. He just tipped it up over the goalie.
So
But
I played with him.
incredible.
He's a friend of mine, obviously, but I played with him in Russia during the lockout, and his nickname amongst his buddies is like the natural. Like he's just like
Yeah.
not great at anything. He's just good at everything. And man, when I practiced with him, I could be honest. Like I was like, "What is? There's nothing like he's not super fast. He's not like he doesn't have this like incredibly like ridiculously hard shot. He's just kind of one of those guys, like you just said, like he's playing chess while everyone's kind of playing checkers. Like he
Yeah.
knows where to go, like where
Oh,
to go, when to go, and tipping pucks is something that I will say that he works on that. Like his hand-eye coordination is ridiculous, and that's an area for him where like none of those, if you see those tip goals, are like they're not by accident. They're not by like luck. He's well timed and he's very good at knocking down pucks. And man, I feel like he's just getting better. He's old. Like what is he? 38?
37, right?
It's
And
crazy.
and and I gotta wonder, looking at him now, and not that San Jose is kicking themselves in the ass, but apparently they didn't want to sign him, right? For what he
Yeah, I don't
wanted.
know what
Yeah, and
exactly.
he ended
Yeah,
up leaving there. And here he is
they had to pay
continuing.
Kane. They had to pay Kane.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But really, like, you know, do they kick themselves in the ass? I mean, the kid's 37 years old. He left there, what was he, 35? Right? His second year there. So when you hit around 34 as a forward, and I know for me, 34, I was at the end of the line. I was starting to question myself. I'm going, fucking, this is getting tough on me. It was getting faster for me. Plus, all these young kids were coming up wanting to beat me up every night. And I'm like, fucking, and
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
starting to lose that half step. I could feel it. And I think all players, especially forwards who play that physical game, you hit 34, man, it's difficult. Defensemen, now, yeah, you can play a little longer. I get it. But man, 34 years old, it's for me, and maybe because I've lived it and I've felt it. And again, not everybody's gonna start to go the other way at that age. There's gonna be those freaks, like Chelly was a freak.
Well, I was just gonna say
Pavelski's a freak.
when I was 30, I played with Chelly. He was 48.
Yeah,
I
like
you could not pay me to play another 18 years. Like you couldn't
yeah,
like to think like
yeah.
I would be like, there's no way I would play another 18 years. Like And so, like, I know what you mean. Like, it's incredible that these guys. And Jelly's like a guy that probably could have kept playing. That's the scary thing. Like, he probably could have. It might have been maybe more in the minors, maybe I don't know. But like, it's not like he was this fucking like on his, where like everyone's like, dude, retire. Like it's the end of the line. Like we kind of didn't know
Yeah,
what he was gonna do after. He just, you know what I mean? We're like, he might come back and play. It's crazy for sure.
yeah. Like,
For
I
sure.
couldn't imagine playing that long. I couldn't imagine. I played till
48.
34. I couldn't imagine playing till 36, for Christ's sake, never mind
I agree.
48.
I agree. Especially nowadays, you would have been. Imagine you playing today's game.
Oh,
Fucking video
well,
games, iPads.
yeah,
No.
that no, I would have had to make some adjustments.
No, yeah, yeah, you would have had to score more 20-goal seasons. You would
Yeah,
have
I
had a
would have
few
had more 20-goal
yeah.
seasons. I would have had to keep my stick to myself, which would have sucked. And
Yeah,
then,
you
yeah, yeah, no targeting the head. I gotta tell you, I remember we had one of them "fuck you" games, Hartford, Boston, when I was with them, and it was the end of the season, last game of the season. That's the season when I got all the penalties. That's the game I got the most penalties ever in a game. We're playing the Whale, and we're gonna face the Whale in the first round of the playoffs. So it's like we're gonna hurt you, you're gonna hurt us, we're gonna hurt you. And I'll never forget Bobby Holik. Remember Holik? He was huge, right?
yeah.
He had this huge head. You couldn't hurt him. And I was jumping on the ice for a line change, and he got the puck on our side of the rink, and he's looking down. It was in his feet, and I'm jumping on the change, and he come up the boards, and he's kicking it up, and he kicks it up to his feet, up to his stick from his feet, and he just looks up, and I elbowed him right in the nose. I got a 5-minute major for elbowing because I broke his nose. It was all blood, blah blah. But if I did that today, I'd been like, I would have been arrested.
Yeah, no, for
There would have
sure.
been an
Yeah, yeah,
issue.
yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'd be definitely suspended. I'll never
Maybe
forget.
arrested though. Maybe you would have been canceled.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
I
for
would have been
sure.
in the players' assistance program
Yeah.
in no time.
Yeah,
We
you would
got
have
to
been
check this guy's head. Yeah.